Welcome, everybody, to Dallas Personal Robotics Group Robot Builders Night Virtual for Tuesday, April 28th, 2026. Tonight, we will go through our normal presentations of projects and then open it up to the floor for any questions. A little bit of business first. Club competition. The DPRG is hosting Roborama 2026. Set to take place at the Dallas Makerspace on Saturday, May 23rd. Events include Quick Trip, line following advanced, barrel racing, 6-can, 4-square, and sumo. And on the meeting notes, I want to apologize to the presenters on Saturday for Show and Tell monthly meeting. I forgot to include the earned stars on the meeting posts that I put out, so I apologize. It's something I keep forgetting to do. I take notes of them and I forget.
Let you off this time, Pat.
One job, Pat. One job. No.
I know. On that note, in case you missed it, DPRG's April monthly meeting, the Sensory Robotics team showcased their Unitary go-to robot, and we had some great robot demos. So take a look, follow it up in the DPRG video clips. And one more note on a competition, the Texas Robot Combat group is having a robot rodeo. It'll take place Saturday, May 30th. And fighting open ants, plastic ants, and open beetles. For all ages of the public, the fights start at 10:30 a.m. Be there for the best seating. Hosted by Rev Robotics, and it's in Carrollton.
Yep, Carrollton,
Texas.
Yeah, it's a really good event. I went last year, and it was a lot of fun.
Oh, so is it at Rev Robotics then?
Yeah.
It's at Rev Robotics, 2941 Commodore Drive.
Yep.
Suite 110. Promises to be a good event for the whole family.
Yeah, it's over near Trinity Mills rail station.
But even better is going to be the DPRG Roborama 2026.
Oh, yeah.
So tonight, presenters, we have Paul to kick us off.
All right. So, first there was a question before the meeting started about the blade motor and the blade and how that all attaches. So the blade motor is a brushless DC motor with a kind of
can we pin him?
gear on the front.
Yeah, it's like splined, right?
Yeah.
I think you're a little too close to the camera. It's out of focus.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's better.
Yeah. So this plastic assembly clips into the mower deck, and then the line plugs into the blade, which has this kind of like clip thing on it, and so that kind of goes in there somehow. And I guess I can probably push it in.
Oh, I see. It's got retaining clips past
Yeah.
the line.
Right.
That makes sense for the blade removal tool now.
Right, and you need the blade removal tool to get it out. So I don't actually. Yeah. Oh, there we go. It's clipped in now. So.
It's on there for me.
Use the blade removal tool to get it back out again. Anyway, that's it.
Wipes out the camera.
Yeah, say quick turn on. No.
Yeah, right.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so that's the brushless DC motor that's used for the blades, and I posted.
What does the receptacle look like in the deck for that thing? Is it just a round hole, or is it not?
Yeah. Okay.
Must be
Oh, that's for your Mulberry bot?
Yeah.
Okay, just for other listeners.
Good question.
I guess you could take it to the robot rodeo and attach it to like a little beetle. No, beetle.
Yeah, I
Be a
could like,
heavyweight
run
one.
over everybody.
Nice weapon motor.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
Okay.
Well,
Interesting.
it doesn't
So,
really show you what it's like.
oh, so you put it in from the bottom, put the
Yeah.
motor
Right.
through from the bottom,
Right. So
Yeah.
and then
You
it
can-
somehow clips onto
unflip it.
something or other.
Yep.
It's
Oh.
kind of a nice
then we're-
mechanism. It just like pops right out.
Oh, wow.
Aha.
And there's some, you can see there's some like
It's like hardware.
latch things
Hmm.
around.
It would be great if you could send a photo of that to those of us who don't have those decks and want to consider using those clips so we could
Yep.
reproduce it in CAD.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
3D print some.
Yeah. That's an interesting thought.
So they're little plastic bumps that catch the other piece somehow.
Yeah,
Mhm.
little plastic tabs, like on the around the edge of the hole that catch the corresponding mating pieces on this on the motor bracket. And so
You just
it's
put it in and then rotate it into position.
yeah, just rotate it into place.
And it locks.
Yeah.
What is the cut width on that? Is it like 18 inches or something?
I don't know.
Kind of curious.
I thought
There we
Ross
go.
did it was 22 inches.
Like
Wow, 22. It's pretty
It's in
good.
like counter rotate so they don't hit each other.
So that's a good question, Kareem, and an interesting one. So there's 12 inches to there, and another 12. So looks like it's going to be like of the order of 20, 22 inches, something like that.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, gotta have a little room. Yeah, if the blades are too close together, they could be whacking each other all the time in opposite directions, you know.
Well, so to the question of blade rotation direction, David gave me a really valuable tip. So let's see, see if we can.
Zero to a point.
Get that high school math back out.
Mhm.
So now this is only to the base of the triangle is
It's like
Like
5.5.
8 inches,
Yeah.
but so
Just under 5.5.
Just go to the center point.
So about 11 inches.
oh yeah, good point.
Just do the radius.
Yep,
So
yep,
the-
yep, yep. Yeah, about 5.5.
Mhm.
So about a 10-inch radius, and I guess they probably have some gap between them a little bit. So
Mhm.
10-inch diameter, so about 20 inches,
Yeah,
give or take, cut width.
yeah. So were the blades supposed to be like resharpened, or are they just, if it gets dull, you get another one?
A good question, and I don't know whether you can sharpen them, but what David told me that was really interesting is he said it matters whether you the speed, the cutting speed matters, because if it's too fast, it rips the grass, and if it's too slow, it just kind of like folds it over. So he said 2800 RPM is really important, and he said you want to start it up in a random direction each time it starts, and start it after you've begun moving the mower, because if you start it in place, it can, if it's in some long grass, the long grass can kind of like snag it and tangle it, and it can't get free, and then the BLDC controller will time out, and you have to power cycle the thing. So so anyway, it was interesting. It's a double-sided blade, and the recommendation is to start it in a random direction each time. So you like get twice the wear out of your blade, essentially.
Is that just stamped steel?
Yeah.
Cold stamped, it looks like. So it can't actually be that hard. Like it wouldn't hold an edge too well.
Well, it does have a, well, I don't know. It's got a ground edge. I can see the grinding. I can see the grinding marks on the edge here. You can't really see them on the video, but the
chamfer
edge, the chamfered edge actually has grind marks on it.
Okay.
So I don't know what that means about the material or.
Will it cut paper?
Yeah, good question.
Who keeps paper around anymore?
Look at that, it's a Ginsu knife.
Yeah. Anyway, what I want to show you guys is I'm going to share a window.
Hey, Kareem, I was kind of curious, how do you plan on holding the motor? Are you going to make like a pillow block for it or something?
The BLDC motor, I was assuming.
Oh no, the drive motors, the wheel motors.
Oh, I hadn't even thought about that yet.
Okay.
I'm more interested in the brushless motors.
Oh.
For different purposes.
Oh. Sorry, Paul.
So I thought hopefully did I maximize my did I pin myself?
You
We
look
see your screen.
and your screen is being shared.
There's looks like maybe two, I don't know what they are, Dockers, two windows.
Yeah, he's sharing two terminals. And
This is
of a proto board.
Terminator, and then hopefully I'm also sharing my live camera view.
Yes.
So what I've got here is an ESP32. It's actually a SparkFun Thing Plus, but I'm going to I think we'll use a different board, a more common board, the ESP32 Do-It dev kit board. But this is what I had on hand, so it's what I'm using. It's hooked up by a USB to my laptop, and it's running the Lino Robot firmware, which includes MicroROS, and that is cabled via these cables to this XY160D motor controller, dual channel motor controller, with a motor hooked up, motor wired to let's see, so on the one side of it is the motor controller going to the sensory robotics 6-pin Molex connector that has two wires for motor plus, motor minus coming out of the motor network, and then 3 wires is plus 3.3 and ground, and the tack out to it's wired up to a pull-up. And so what I've done is is so now on the. So I've hooked this. So I've got the ESP32 connected over the serial link and running microROS, which means it can connect to ROS. So I'll just fire off. Okay, so one of the things that is kind of neat about microROS is it can, even if you so it does support microROS over Wi-Fi or serial up to the ROS computer, be it a serial connection to a Raspberry Pi or a Wi-Fi connection to your laptop. But independent of that, it supports syslog over Wi-Fi and over-the-air update. And so all of that, I checked out all of that today. So it's actually, so this is the where it's reporting its the syslog, and if I press the reset button on the microcontroller, you're going to see in the syslog that you get the log on, and it tells you the IP that the ESP32 got from my router, and that the hardware setup is ready. And then in the other Xterm window, I'm going to start up microROS agent serial. Could start up Wi-Fi, but I'm not going to. So we'll fire that off. And it creates a bunch of publishers and subscribers in ROS land. And I guess for the I'll just split that and run ROS topic list. And so ROS topic list is topics of command val that's being subscribed to by the ESP32. IMU data is being published by the ESP32. Joy comes from, I've got the joystick launch file running, and then Odom is published by the ESP32. So so what I'm showing here is that the ESP32 running microROS is integrated through the ROS, through the microROS agent into the ROS system running on my laptop. Okay, so we'll don't need to see that anymore. And so now I'm going to operate the joystick.
Looks like you got some motion.
We got motion on the wheels in response to joystick actions in ROS land. So, just to say that ROS is now driving, sending command val commands down to the microcontroller, which is converting it to PWM signals to the motor driver that's driving the motor. There's a small problem with it going backwards. For some currently unknown reason, it just lurches a little bit and then stops and waits till joystick returns to 0. So I gotta figure that out. But that's
Paul,
the major. Yep.
Paul,
That's the major progress for this week. So,
Paul, can you do a ROS topic echo for the odometry?
yeah, sure. Let me start up just sit this down and Okay, so that's a limitation of what I have here, is that I don't have the encoder hooked up at the moment.
Ah, okay.
So not getting odometry out, and the issue is that it's only a single channel encoder, and Lino Robot wants to see a quadrature encoder.
Yeah, and that looks like the covariance matrix, which is tagged at the end of the topic. Okay.
Yeah, that's just canned. It's whatever the default is. So but I came up. Jim and I pointed me to a workaround where apparently the encoder that's used in Lino Robot hardware is uses the PCNT module on the SP32, and apparently if you hook the direction signal up to channel B, it'll count forwards or backwards based on the direction you go in. So that's my intention for how to deal with getting a single channel encoder to count forwards or backwards, is to control its count up or count down based on the motor direction.
Increment or decrement. Yeah.
That's intended direction, not actual direction, right?
Exactly. So it's not going to be exactly accurate. And the I think it's less, the lawnmowers are less demanding in terms of odometry because there's all kinds of bumps in the ground, and the odometry just doesn't mean a ton compared to a indoor robot with trying to do precision navigation based on odometry. So I think it'll probably be good enough. The other thing about the encoder is it only emits, let's see, where did I write that up?
So that motor controller board, does it have inputs for that single output, the odometry, or you're using a separate
No,
reader for that?
it's completely separate. So it doesn't have anything that supports odometry. It's purely.
Are you just wiring that directly to the ESP32?
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. So I'll unshare this. And I'll share this.
So the total role in your architecture for the ESP32 is just to drive the motors and provide feedback? Or is there other stuff you plan for it to do?
Good question. Let me answer that in just a tick.
Yeah. It looks like the thing only outputs 1 pulse per revolution, according to.
No, did I write that up incorrectly?
Yeah, there it is. It outputs 1 pulse per motor shaft revolution.
Yeah, per motor, not per output shaft. And there's a 71-to-1.
Right. Yeah. So you're only getting 70 pulses per wheel revolution.
A wheel revolution.
Yeah.
And so that allowing for a wheel diameter of 20 centimeters, the tachometer, including position, has now 0.28 centimeters per tick. So it's not high resolution,
right?
That you would expect on an indoor robot, but it's going to be sufficient for lawn mowing.
Yeah.
Now to the role of the Lino. Let me just think where to find this. Hang on a second. Let me just find the right spot. .com.io. GitHub.io.
Wow.
Okay, I'm going to have to go through this the hard way.
We can do this the easy way,
Or the hard
or we can do it the hard way.
Yeah. Okay, so here's what's on the microcontroller is this bottom section. So kinematics, PID, the motor driver, encoder driver, and the IMU driver. And I do anticipate adding some modules to that, such as the blade motor start stop and what else? Like docking related sensors, maybe charge and battery related sensors. So, but that's going to be, those are areas where I'll extend the standard Lino robot by adding appropriate modules into the build. Did that answer your question, Kareem?
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. So that's what I got. Like ROS control of a drive motor, forwards and a little bit backwards. Enough to convince me that next week I should be able to actually drive it under ROS teleop control. Drive the mower, I mean.
Well, that's good. So I marked, for what it's worth, I marked in my list a black star for significant progress.
Thank you.
Hopefully I don't.
Not
don't-
that it'll ever show up in the meeting notes.
Yes. Your mileage may vary. Well, thank you, Paul. Sounds like you're making good progress with it.
Yeah. Quite pleased, actually. Quite pleased.
Up next, we have no one so far.
I have a blue smoke thing.
Oh, share.
Okay, so a lot of people might remember that I've been doing this art project that has framed art that rotates on the wall,
Yeah.
and it's up in a gallery. It's downtown at the El Centro College Gallery, so just a little college show, and the artist called or got hold of me and said it stopped running. And so I went down there and yep, it stopped running. And so it's like and then I put a voltage meter, USB voltage meter in line with the power supply for it. And when I plugged it into the motor, the frame electronics, it shorted. It was a short on it on the 5 volts.
Mm.
And so it's like, oh, this isn't good. so we took it apart and I put a let me see, is this the right one? Yeah. And so I took a picture of it and I'll show it to y'all just because I can.
Talking about crispy leads and
Let's see. So, do you see it? The
No,
picture?
you're not sharing anything.
Oh, no, I screwed up somehow. Oh, hmm.
There you go.
you are presenting.
Oh, you see the picture of the blowed up board?
No, you need to click show your screen anyway.
Oh, I'm usually good at this. What's going on here? Let me do the brute force way. I'm going to share the entire screen. I was just trying to show the application. Okay, entire screen. That works.
Yep.
Okay, so now, so you can see the circuit board here, and it looks like this is charred right here.
Yeah.
Ooh, ooh,
Yeah.
Pretty good char there.
ooh.
Yeah. So whenever I plug into the USB port, the 5-volt line is shorted out, and
I would say, I'd say a whole bunch of stuff is shorted out.
yeah, the regulator is on the bottom of the board, so I can't see it. This is the flash running off 3.3 volts, and
Ooh.
so but then I went on the back of my circuit board and disconnected the 3.3 volt lead to everything else, and the short stayed on the RP2040, of course, but nothing else was shorted. So it looks like the components out here didn't blow up somehow, and it did. So I think everything else has a higher voltage rating. And
Is that a shadow on the other board? In the
what?
On the top board, just right in the middle of the board, seems to be a black mark at the top.
Yeah.
It must be a shadow of that antenna.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't see, but that's an antenna for a remote control board.
Yeah, right near the 4 or 6 holes there's a dark spot between 4 of the holes.
Look at the board. Yeah, it's a shadow. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm trying to figure out how did something blow up my board? So one thing is like, oh, there was a voltage surge on the AC power and the little USB power dongle, and it got through and blew up the board. But I'm thinking another one is, I bet you somehow the motor got rotated and it generated voltage, because it's like, this is the motor driver up here. And I looked at all the schematics, and there is no back EMF protection. So I'm thinking that the motor rotated, like it's a big picture frame. So even if you stop it, it might have a little momentum and cause some back EMF. Or when he was transporting it, it got shifted, basically turned into a generator. And it's about the 5-volt line. So I'm thinking that the 5-volt line got over voltaged, of course, and I'm thinking right now that it came from the motor. So I'm guessing that I need to put a reverse protection diode on the 5-volt line going to the motor driver to protect everything else from back EMF.
Yeah.
So that's sort of the question is that can happen and will happen, I guess. And this is probably what happened here.
Mm.
And a Schottky diode for back EMF should protect everything from the motor, from the motor driver. The motor driver, can handle lots of voltage, and it has the diodes built into the FETs, and it just anything will go straight onto the 5-volt line. If I look at the schematic, where's the schematic? Okay. Like here's the schematic of the motor driver. And you can see that the motor will just basically, if it's has any generated electricity, it's just going to go straight to the 5-volt line, which is tied to the 5-volt line of the processor board, the RP2040. So I'm thinking I should put a diode in this line here to keep it from back EMFing into the USB power supply, which is 5 volts. I was just wondering if anyone else has done that. I've used this motor driver before, I think, and I've never had an issue on my normal robots, but this one here is a little different, I guess. Has a bigger wheel, more momentum on the wheel. So,
is that a shared, the V-in, is that shared between your controller and the motor driver?
Yeah, it comes off of the USB port, the 5 volts. And
so the motor runs on 5 volts?
Well, it's a 12-volt motor, but I need it to run slow, and it's geared way down. But at 5 volts, it runs fast enough. Yeah.
Wow. So you're driving a motor off of the USB power.
Yeah, it's about 20, 30 milliamps or something.
Oh, okay. Okay. Pretty small.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's not much current, but it's a lot of. But I guess if you drive the motor as a generator, it can generate lots of voltage because it's highly geared down to a couple RPMs, and we run it at like 1 RPM.
Mm-hmm.
So I use the motor controller to manage the speed, and I have a remote control that the artist can select what speed and what direction he wants the picture to rotate. So,
yeah, I'm curious how much voltage could be generated from, like, if someone grabbed it and went just. Whoop.
I know.
I mean, I'm not an electrical engineer, so I don't know the formulas required to work that out. But
Can
12
you
volt
turn it by hand?
Pardon?
Can you force the picture frame to turn by hand?
I've never tried to.
Well, that's what I'm curious.
It has really stiff resistance because of the
But
gear.
you got a high gain there. You wouldn't have to turn that thing very fast at all to generate a bunch of back EMF, right?
Right. So I'm thinking it got bumped, or maybe the picture frame is sort of heavy and it rotated when it stops, then it causes a little back EMF because it's still trying to rotate.
The other tiller is static, is it?
Well, I don't know. I've seen static blow up a lot of things, but I've never seen static charge something like that. Now I haven't seen everything though. So
Well, I'm guessing. Well, he said that it's been, quote, acting up for weeks. You have to go restart it. He never told me. And then yesterday he said, "Hey, it quit working altogether."
And it smells funny.
Yeah, it smells a little funny. Yeah, I was gonna say.
So it got damaged, and it just got worse and worse and worse. And worse.
I know what that smell smells like. Yeah, that's still fresh in my head.
it's a very distinctive smell, isn't it?
So this is my blue smoke generator right there.
Yeah.
Oh, he wanted a fog machine, didn't he?
Pardon?
A fog machine, didn't he? Somewhere.
Fog machine.
Doesn't everybody want a fog machine?
Oh yeah.
Every machine's a fog machine if you try hard enough.
Exactly.
Did WaveShare give you an estimate to put the smoke back in?
Yeah, but I don't have a socket for this. I just soldered it in directly, so it's going to be a pain to take it off. I'm going to have to chop it up with
Oh.
pliers, cutters,
Yeah.
Might be easier to make a new board.
maybe.
Yeah.
You got a solder sucker, right?
Pardon?
You got a solder sucker, right?
Sell it.
Solder
solder-
sucker. The clicker. The solder.
Oh yeah.
Push in the end and hit a trigger and it.
But
Yeah.
there's so many pins, it's really hard to get them all cleared out, and that's so close to the plastic here.
Okay.
This is a perfect example. About, I don't know, a month or a month and a half ago, somebody put a video link to how to unsolder pins using flux and solder and a soldering iron. It was a really good video. I forget.
I'm going to bet you a whole bunch of money, Pat. That was Mr. Solder Fix was the name of that YouTube person.
I bet you it was.
I think
And
I'll watch it. Yep.
Was
I
he
don't know
using
if
solder wick?
he used
Oh.
solder wick. He used solder pieces of wire. He used all different things to unsolder, and it worked. It looked to work really well.
Yeah.
And what the weird thing was, most of what he does on that thing is after you flux it, in order to unsolder something like that, he adds more solder to it.
Oh, I do that too. Yeah.
And after he adds more solder to it, that he's got his wick. I didn't know about dipping it in the flux. I had
Oh,
never even tried that. I saw him do that. Dude, that works like a charm.
okay.
Take your
Oh.
wick that you're normally trying to do, dip it in the flux instead of just painting it on or whatever, or just trying to do the wick by itself. You put it on there and it sucks that stuff up, man, like crazy.
Oh.
Parts were just falling off. It's just incredible unsoldering, multi headers and stuff like that, multi pin headers.
Hmm.
It was amazing to watch.
Yeah, I should try that because I got a little sucker and some wick and
I think the term they use is dropout parts. Like literally you unsolder and it just drops right out. You got to force it or nothing.
Can you-
Yeah,
Can you find a link to that, Harold?
no, I don't. I can go try to look, but it's Mr. MR Solder Fix.
Yeah,
Is
I
the
can probably
YouTube
find it.
channel.
I'm gonna see if I can find it in my notes here.
He does lots and lots and lots of stuff. He's a right proper entertaining person to begin with, so you should be watching him anyhow. But
Yeah.
right proper. He's got a British.
So it must be longer than that because I only have one reference to solder in my notes, and
There you go.
that was
Is
back
this
in
it?
January. It was Ray that mentioned solder.
That would be the person right
This
there.
is that's the video there.
If we get past the ad.
Hard hats to steel-toed boots. Granger's got 4 safety needs covered.
Yeah.
Shop Granger's vast inventory of safety.
I did it.
Yeah, he does lots of interesting things like show how to fix traces on a board in a proper way, how to do a whole bunch of soldering with
It's
SMDs and through holes.
it's a 30-minute soldering thing. Where's the good stuff?
Yeah, look at that right there. See, he puts the wick down.
So that's what I like to
Yeah,
do. You've got a
I'll
large
back it up maybe just a little bit.
Yeah.
clear out a lot more solder at any one time. So yeah, hopefully you sort of
And that's another one too.
shape it around the fixing things at the
Oh,
end.
he's soldering. I want unsoldering.
No. He's unsoldering.
Already
Oh.
soldered up to the wire. That's all 10 points soldered to
Sit
the
there and
wire.
watch for a second. What he's going to do is he's going to load that up with solder.
to the heater travel right along the
So
wire.
it's all hot all over the place.
At the same time.
And I believe he'll do that wick dipping thing, put the wick on top of it, hit it there, and it's going to all go into the wick right there, and it'll drop right out.
Seen this method, you enjoy it, and yeah, hopefully something can help you out. Get the tweezers inside the connector and just give it a gentle help. And I'm quite happy.
That's a pretty solder.
Tweezers in now.
He uses flux like it's going out of style.
Oh, he's using that piece of wire as a wick. Oh,
Yeah. And so now he's
Maybe
got all
just to heat them all.
just dropped right out. Now he needs to clean up the holes.
I'll just quickly.
He's not going to show you how to clean up the holes now.
Just brought it connected to the top of the board.
Oh,
Yeah, he does all kinds of stuff, man. When it comes to solder, if this guy doesn't know how to do it, I don't know who does.
No damage at all to them. Was
Yeah.
the hot air gun melted and distorted them out of shape. So if you were looking to remove one of these connectors to put on a donor board,
I'm guessing he's using that wire as like a heat spreader, maybe,
below,
just to hit all pins or something.
All right, I'm gonna stop.
So as you see,
I never had soldering paste before this. I always used solder inside the wire
move the solder.
and flux inside the wire. But now I carry a jar of it.
Yeah. And like I say, I didn't ever used to use flux a whole lot because most of the time I'm just soldering a few headers or something. It don't really matter.
Yeah.
But then once I started using it, it just works so much easier. I like, what was I thinking the entire time?
Well worth a watch when you're trying to unsolder parts. It's amazing what he can do.
And Pat, you can attest, if you watch what he does, none of it's really hard. It's just it's things we've kind of done, but we just didn't apply the stuff in the same way that he applied it. Right? He didn't done it. It's not like he's doing surgery or heart surgery or anything. You know? He just method to his madness. Yeah, he's fantastic.
Well, thanks for sharing, Mike.
Yeah.
I hope the Mr. Solder Fix helps you out.
I'll try it before I start whacking on it with a pair of cutters. Yeah.
yeah, good practice board.
And then I give up and just redo the board. Yeah.
I don't know. It looks like you got it wired pretty good that you may want to do one of these PCB ways or JCL, whatever, and do a little cockhead and make your own custom board to do it.
Nah. Well, I guess I'm going to have to if he wants to do multiple. Oh, yeah. I just want to make it work again.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Does anyone else have something to share tonight?
I have a question just in general.
Sure.
Okay. So I've started messing around. I had some great success that I've showed it before, so I'm not going to show it again. And I'll show it again when I've made some other progress. But making me a serial relay with an ESP32 and some web sockets and stuff like that. That on Monday night I got working again after I replaced the big ESP32 with a separate display with one of these ESP32-C3 super mini OLED things. And I've showed those before. They're like $3.50 from AliExpress. It's like, dude, this is awesome. Right. And I finally got everything, lined up and it works. My biggest frustration with doing all this, I have an Arduino attached driving the motor stuff. I've got the serial relay I've got that attached as well. And I've got two different PlatformIO instances up. Does everybody have the same problem where invariably I hit the go button to compile and send it in and I forgot to stop monitoring? And it ain't smart enough to figure out how to stop itself from monitoring. Okay. And because also when I've got two of them, it tries to pick the wrong thing. And if I ever lock it to one and I go to do it again, oh no, it moved COM ports on me. Fine. Wonderful. I mean, are these just problems that every PlatformIO person has, or am I just doing something stupid?
What's the essence of the problem again? Can you describe that?
It's really weird. For instance, I've had it get up and try to push to the wrong board, and even though I told it no, you're pushing to COM 20, not COM 7. Use it a real world example. It still wants to compile and try to push to COM 7. For whatever, and I can't. I've restarted the PlatformIO. I've done it with everything, with the exception of actually restarting my entire machine and starting all over from scratch and reinitializing everything. I mean, am I just asking for something too complex? And the other problem I have is that I have more than. It looks like you can have more than one project in a PlatformIO workspace, but the PlatformIO itself doesn't know. I say go compile, make this your default. Go compile, and it always compiles the first one it comes to. It doesn't actually know how to deal with a multi-project project things properly. Maybe I didn't set it up properly, which could be true too. Anybody ever done them? Have like you got an Arduino and an ESP32 all in the same workspace inside of PlatformIO, and then be able to work on both of them at the same time and tell the Arduino to compile or tell the ESP32 to compile and pushing the very, because they're kind of both hooked up to the USB. Anybody, am I doing more than people expect, or
I haven't done it on Windows, but on Linux, if I have like on my Raspberry Pi, if I have two Arduinos or an Arduino and ESP32, I do I create a Simlink to the port, to the board, and I do it by path. So
Okay.
I'm not doing it by USB 0. I'm doing it by the I'm trying to remember the kernel path, basically. So it's the path for the physical port.
Yeah, /dev/something/whatever there's out there.
Yeah. And so one of them becomes TTY dash USB motor, and the other one is TTY dash USB sensors.
Okay.
And so I put that in my path in PlatformIO, and it automatically goes to the right port and programs the right.
And you just do an ln-s to set up the Simlink to the right place, and you create it, right?
Yeah, but it's I don't put multiple projects inside workspace. I do each one as an individual PlatformIO folder.
I mean, it may not actually support it. It certainly looks like it, and because I was able to and I'm doing this balance bot thing, and I said, open my repo, and inside the repo, I've got the firmware, I've got the comms, I've got my research test code, and it sees all those projects and seemingly knows how to look at all of them when I do it. But then if I go into one of the projects, if I don't open that one specifically in its own window, it gets confused about what platform platformio.ini to use on a particular workspace that's, because it has its own structure, it has its own structure and everything, right? But the file. Maybe I'm just asking too much of PlatformIO, which that could be true too.
No experience on PlatformIO, but with Arduino, if you're, say, flipping back and forth between two processors, it will tend to switch the processor and make them all the same on one.
I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah. And the only way I found to get out of that is get out of Arduino, turn your laptop off, turn it back on, and it seems to do something to the port, reinitialize it or something.
How's the saying go? Dust off and nuke it from orbit. It's the only way to be sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, the basic problem might be that you're using Windows.
Well, that could be it too.
That.
Yeah, it could be it too. I will tell you that the laptop that I'm using is on its last legs, and I've got plans in place to get another laptop to replace it. But this is an MSI Type G75. This thing is almost 10 years old. It doesn't have wireless anymore. Doesn't have Bluetooth anymore. All that stuff has died. I can't access it any longer. The onboard Ethernet connectors don't work, so I got a USB going to Ethernet to make it work. It's holding on to its last little bit, so it's fairly old. It used to be where I worked. I mean, I did OBS and everything out of it when I first started streaming, and I've been taking things away from it. Now I think I've used this really, really well. I've got plans in place to, how you do the shift thing where you get the new laptop and that becomes the other laptop that comes to,
I think you got two suggestions in the chat on how to deal with this. One is ls/dev/serial/by-path, and then Mike uses serial by ID, and both of them can deal with the fact that USB ports get renumbered when you unplug and replug them. Now, to the other point that you're talking about how to build multiple projects, there's a technique that's used in Lino robot where they use ENV variables, environment variables.
Okay.
And so I'll just, if you're not familiar with that, I'll just share it. And just,
I even know insofar it had in your PlatformIO .ini file, you can have multiple field targets.
right. That's what I'm talking about.
And I did that too, and it still got confused. Of course, I might not have done it correctly because the file.
But were you giving the -E flag on the command line, PIO run -E, and then the environment?
No, I'm not using those commands directly. I'm going into Visual Studio or whatever, Visual Studio Code,
Okay.
and clicking on it and say build this, and literally clicking on the thing and say build this project.
Yeah. So just
So I know PlatformIO is really popular, and I know I'm late to the PlatformIO party, and I just figured that I was doing something not right. So, which more times than not is the actual real case.
So I should be I'm sharing
See it?
the firmware directory, and here's the PlatformIO. It's got all these ENV statements here. So this is like the basic ENV that represents everything. Then there's like
I got you.
processor types, which have different, and then you scroll down a bit and you start getting platform types, board type definitions, monitor port definitions, and -D and -I flags. So that would be how you would control building different projects. And so then when you run it, you at least, I run from the command line with a PIO
E tells the environment, and the environment's that name there, and it does that. I got it.
right, and then a type like gen_drv_Wi-Fi, and it'll pull out the basic environment, plus it'll add on everything that's in here under gen drive Wi-Fi. So anyway, that's how Lino Robot hardware deals with PlatformIO and multiple environments, multiple apps to build.
That's it. My biggest frustration though has got to be how PlatformIO does the monitoring. I know there's supposed to be some way to do an auto thing when you do something, compile and build an auto and that kind of stuff, but it doesn't seem to work for me very well. And if I go in and manually start monitoring a serial port and I forget to stop monitoring, I get reminded that I forgot to stop monitoring, and I get to run the thing again, run the build again. So, and I did some look on it, and I kind of understand why, but I mean, as much as I don't like the Arduino IDE, at least it knew how to do that, and it did a good job at that.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, the new Arduino 2 point whatever is really kind of neat. It's got some good stuff.
It does. It just I'm in Windsurf, and I'm in Visual Studio, the full beast, on a daily basis. And although the Visual Studio code and some of these things are catching up to it, I got a bunch of finger macros that I go do things and jump to variables and that kind of stuff, and the full blown thing that it gets a little frustrating. I will tell you this. I did something the other day, and on my tomorrow night, the next stream, I'm going to see if it actually works. We got everything working, and it was right at the end of my stream. And I said, well, what I need to do now is I need to help fix this. And so I need to fix my pit loops and the Kalman filters and all those various things in business that are going on. Because literally, if it finds a trough, like it's got about a 1.5 millimeter trough on my blue mat, and if I can get the wheels kind of on that, on my bounce spot, it'll sit there all day long, not move. I can't push it very much, but if I don't have at least a little bit of drag somewhere on it, it'll sit there, it'll be okay, and then of course it lets out. So I need some. This is why I did all this whole serial thing, was because I want to be able to tweak it in real time and see data. because it can't be plugged in because now it's not a balance spot anymore and actually see all the data and capture it somewhere. So we've got that going, and I've got a terminal GUI on front end that I like the orange and black old school look of it. And it does what, and we're coding that up to do more. It does what I need to do, and it's capturing logs. And so I've been asking the Copilot inside of Windsurf to help me code some of this stuff and this kind of thing. It's been good. But this next one is like, I want to be able to this. Let's just jump to it, just Copilot all the way. And I said, listen, I'm doing this. I got an Arduino. It's a two-wheeled bot. It's these things, this kind of stuff. What do you need from me? I'm having trouble with, just like I said, the Kalman filters and having it balanced. It's almost right, but not exactly. What do you need from me to be able to help, give you, what data can I give you that will help you set these numbers, right? Help give some idea, because I came pretty close, close is not good enough. And what it came back to me was, it gave me a whole bunch of stuff that it wanted, those kinds of things. I'm like, man, I'm a lazy human being. I don't do all that. So I said, I was like, what if we asked this thing for a prompt to tell my one that's connected in Visual Studio Code, that's looking directly at the code base, what we want it to do to be able to get this. And it says, oh, that's a great idea. That's what it says. It's a great idea. And it spit out a whole bunch of stuff that I was near the end of the stream, and I didn't want to get started because I was going to be up till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning if I did, right? And so that's where we ended last time, is that I had it write me a prompt that we're going to then feed that prompt into the Visual Studio Code thing. And so it goes, yeah, do these things, and I need this back. And then once you get that, I need data where it's stable, data where it's not stable, then feed that back to me and I'll help you with the numbers. And so we're going to see how that process works. And it may suck, but it may not. So so far, having a prompt from one AI session to another AI session telling it what it wants to do is like, that's definitely advancing the AI competency level, I think, in the whole world.
Sounds like Ross Melvin was talking about, where he's working for the AI, not the other way around.
Yeah, I now just become the mule, getting data from one to the other in a very snail kind of way, right?
Yep.
If you add a third one in there, I'm pretty sure it's going to take over the world.
Yeah, this is how Skynet gets built, right?
Yeah. Pretty sure that was it. When they hooked up the third one, that was it.
Yeah, it was it. It was it. So anyway, that's kind of what I've been. I don't know if I'll be able to get this balance spot ready for May 23rd to do anything for you folks, but if I can, and planning on being there, yeah, planning on being there. And so we'll see. Hopefully, at the very least, we can do quick trip. Well, I say, if it does quick trip, I'll be happy, and I didn't know, but I want to just, and the thing is, I just want to stand still and not freak out after 10, 15 seconds. I just want to stand still all by itself. I want to be able to push it where it can correct itself without getting nothing out. And you have to think, I know a bunch of people have done this, a whole bunch, and why is it taking me so long? I don't know. Okay. All I can do is we're trying to figure it out. What I do know is the stuff straight out of the box, the Key Studio stuff straight out of the box, don't get it done. It shows video of this thing doing it. No, it's not really doing it. It didn't really show it standing still. It's kind of moving slowly but upright. So, oh well.
If you learn how to tune a Kalman filter, I'd love for you to share it with.
Well, I may not even learn. This thing may just tell me what numbers to plug in, and I'll be the dumb human that just plug them in, and if it works, it works, right? But we'll figure it out.
I've read that there's 2 matrices that you need to set, but in addition to the covariance matrices.
Yeah.
And like there's a Kalman gain matrix and one other, but I never read anywhere that says this is how you find the numbers.
The closest thing I've found as far as process goes, you go in and you're on your PID constants or multipliers. You set 1 to some number and set the other 2 to 0 until this happens. And then once that happens, you start bumping the other number up until this happens. And then you start working on the third number until this happens. And I forget what this actually is.
You're talking about PID, but that's a whole different thing from
So
Kalman.
it is, right? For how do you, yeah. Anyway. Yeah. So I'm definitely out of my depth of knowledge other than being able to throw some words out and look at some code and say, "Ooh, there's something wrong with that number there. What it should be, I'm trying to figure it out." So anyway, that's what we're playing with. And that was really my question. Was this all started because we jumped into PlatformIO because the Arduino stuff was just taking, I don't know, hit the go button to upload a new firmware, 10 minutes later or some crazy amount of time later, it would do that. And then, and even in the 2.0 stuff, it was faster, but it still wasn't fast enough. I'm not sure all it was doing, but it took forever to upload it. It could be my old laptop, could be other things too, but it took forever.
It depends on how many libraries you have going as well, Harold. Like each of the libraries got to compile every time.
What now?
The libraries that you have with your Arduino depends how many you have and what they are, because those will take a while to compile every time.
And I got a good bit of it because I've got the web. I've got a combination of all the web stuff, and there's IP stack stuff, and there's all the Key Studio, whatever that was. Stuff, but it was me trying to get the serial relay thing to work that drove me into these other things. The base Arduino code for this thing didn't really take that long, but when I tried to make the OLED work, oh, by the way, the OLED on these things is insane. You got to define it for like a 128 by 64, but you have to, but because the way they did whatever that they did, it's like you start at pixel 70 or something out of the 128. It's like the very left-hand side of your window. It's weird. That took a long time to get figured out. And there is no documentation. These super minis don't really have any documentation. They have very, very minimal thing of how they're hooked up and where all this stuff works.
That's cool.
Good luck.
Thank you. Okay. Now I could keep talking, but I'm not going to walk over here. Give me some more.
I was just updating my notes. Thanks for sharing, Harold. It's an interesting problem. Hopefully, I know Paul has presented a solution on the command line to try to switch environments and see if you can get it working that way. And
I'm at it. Yep.
Mike and Paul shared as well, looking by path and by ID. So that may help as well, but I think that's more of on a Linux side.
Yeah, the Windows certainly try to insulate you from all of that goodness, which is not always a good thing.
Does anyone have anything else to present or question tonight?
You can say it. Does anybody else have any whining they want to do? You can say it. It's all right.
No whining.
I put a power supply meter on my robot. I'll show it to you.
Oh, hey, excellent. More show and tell.
Yeah, so on my power subsystem, that's the meter here. So if I turn it on,
oh, there you go.
Oh, is it upside down? Upside down.
Oh, it's just partly in the window. There you go.
651 amps.
I think that's 15.9. Oh, 8.8.
Yeah,
Yeah, there you go. 15.8.
Oh, okay.
Nice. Nice.
Hmm.
So yeah, so basically now I can just look at my robot and see if its battery is at voltage or not.
Nice. Nice.
That's cool.
Yeah.
You got
Yeah, so
buttons
just,
on
Does that
the-
monitor each one or just the main battery?
well, just the main battery.
It just displays voltage.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, I do have a sensor on here. Where is it? Oh, right here, a voltage and a current sensor, but the software has to read it, and this just spits it out.
self-contained, yeah.
Nice.
And it's
cool.
usually what you want to know is my battery charged or how far is it discharged? Yeah.
I guess that's Amazon purchase. Or,
Yeah.
That's
And
pretty
so
cool.
I just double-sided taped it on some capacitors on my power supply modules.
That works.
Nice.
That's cute.
Good stuff. I'm really happy about that. Something simple that
Yeah.
makes me happy.
That's cool. If you still have the link for it, Mike. Be good.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll look for it.
See, because that was really tiny.
Yeah. And it promises there's an output somewhere on it that you can put an alarm on it. But it wasn't documented. Yeah. So I'm looking for my order, but don't hold your breath.
Yeah. Mhm.
So, Pat, has the horseshoe brought you good luck?
No.
Bought the door. Good luck.
You need another horseshoe right now.
Yeah, more horseshoes. Not this winter. The snow is almost gone out of the backyard and the front yard, actually. Today was the first day I had an inflatable up, a Santa Claus and some reindeer in the front yard. In January, we got some rain. So I had 3 inches of ice inside my inflatables. So I left them buried in the snow. And this week, they all just got finally melted and thawed out. And so by tomorrow, there's absolutely no snow in the front yard or backyard. It's gone.
Wow.
That's pretty dang good.
Just wait.
Yeah, we're having some nasty storms here now.
Yeah, when tornado warnings.
Yep.
Oh, tornadoes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. In Trenton, Texas, they had, I think it was like hardball sized, baseball
Oh, wow.
hail. So bashed windshields out, and it's only like 5 miles away. So
If we get golf ball size hail here in the summer, it's very, very rare.
Hmm.
And usually it'll come down the size of a pea,
mhm.
something like that, if we get hail.
Yeah.
I know a couple of summers we turn around and it's been like 75, 80 degrees. And all of a sudden, in the span of about 20 minutes, the weather cools and it gets actually quite cool, and then it starts hailing. Well, there it is.
Yeah.
Oh,
So it's just wired up. It's just got a couple wires to the battery.
Yeah.
two
Just,
wire.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
Can you throw a link to that in the chat?
Yeah. It's pretty simple.
So the other, besides the meter, there's also like a battery gauge that gives you
Yeah, it
like
looks like that.
percentage of discharge, or
Little fire LEDs.
yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. That looks good.
Hmm.
And
Yeah. So it's and on the back side of it, there's
got blue or green.
yeah. On the back side of it, there's those pins on here. So I'm thinking that it has a like an alarm contact, so you can have it sound an alarm.
Yeah.
But it's not documented.
Maybe serial out or something.
Yeah.
It's probably just an open close. I think it just had an alarm output.
Hmm.
Yeah, the little piece of paper they sent, it says the when it's low voltage, it'll have a red, it'll be flashing red or something, and it'll set the alarm output. But it didn't tell you what those pins do. So
So $5.99 US,
yeah.
1308 Canadian.
Whoa, what?
1308 in Canada. So
Wow.
That's crazy. Huh.
yeah, that's why we shop on AliExpress sometimes.
Ah, okay.
It's understandable. Okay, you pay the difference with exchange and whatever, and you're close. But when it's out like that, it's time to go shopping elsewhere.
Mm-hmm. So for $5, it was good. A good buy. Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding.
I'm going to get one of them.
Yeah.
I'll find an alternate source for one of them.
If I'd known, Pat, I could shove one in a t-shirt.
Okay, guys. I guess that's it.
I guess so.
Thank you, everybody. Look forward to seeing you next week.
All right. Good to see you guys.
Thanks for the shirt.
See you.